All right, so we've got this whole stack of articles about AI agents.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's talking about them these days.
Yeah.
And for good reason. So
It really does feel like everyone's talking about it.
yeah, so we're going to unpack all this stuff so you can walk away and feel like you've got a handle on what this AI agent thing is all about.
Totally.
And I think it's important to make sure we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
So let's start with like a super quick definition.
Yeah, definitely.
What is an AI agent?
Yeah. So an AI agent is basically like a digital employee that can work independently.
Okay.
It can take in information about its surroundings, analyze that data to make decisions, and then it actually takes action based on those decisions.
Okay, so it's making decisions and taking action.
Yeah, the key here is that they learn and adapt as they go.
Okay.
So they get better with experience.
So it's not just like a static set of instructions.
Right, exactly, like traditional software.
Okay, so instead of me telling my email program to sort messages, an AI agent could learn my preferences and start like proactively organizing my inbox or like anticipating what I need before I even ask.
That's the idea. And think about the implications we're seeing AI agents popping up as supercharged virtual assistants, financial advisors that manage your portfolio, and even research assistants
Oh.
that are accelerating discoveries in medicine and climate science.
Okay, so we've got AI that's not just doing what we tell it, but actually learning and problem solving on its own.
Right.
What makes that possible now? Was there some kind of breakthrough?
The game changer has been the evolution of large language models,
Okay.
or LLMs. You're probably familiar with ChatGPT.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's powered by an LLM.
Yeah.
These models can do so much more than just chat now. They're capable of reasoning, planning, and even interacting with other systems in a way that wasn't possible before.
One of these articles that you sent from Medium actually dove into the brain of an AI agent, and it was really helpful to kind of understand how all these pieces work together.
That's a great article. It breaks down the 5 core components that allow AI agents to function.
Yeah, so the first one they talk about is perception,
Right.
which is how an AI agent takes in information.
Yeah.
Kind of like our senses, right?
Yeah, like our senses. They use sensors data, feeds anything that gives them input about their environment.
So like a self-driving car,
Exactly.
using cameras to see the road.
Yeah. It uses cameras and LiDAR, which is like radar but with lasers,
Oh, wow.
to build a picture of the road and everything around it. So that's the car's perception in action.
Okay, so perception is the input, then what? There's a whole brain in there processing all that data.
Exactly. The brain of an AI agent is where the magic happens. It uses algorithms, especially machine learning models, to analyze all that incoming information from perception.
Okay.
This is where it identifies patterns, makes predictions, and figures out what to do next.
So it's not enough for the self-driving car to just see the road.
Right.
It needs to understand what those images mean. Is that a pedestrian, a stop sign, another car?
Exactly. And that's where these powerful algorithms come in.
And then to make things even more complex, there's memory.
Yeah.
Just like we use our memories to learn from past experiences, so do AI agents.
Right.
This is how they store information, recall it when needed, and use it to improve their decision-making over time.
That's how they learn.
Like a customer service AI
Yes,
needs to remember my past interactions to provide personalized help.
absolutely. And building on that is knowledge.
Okay.
This is the broader context and information that the AI agent uses to make sense of the world. It could be a database of facts, rules, or even common sense knowledge that we humans take for granted.
Like if I was designing a legal AI, I would need to equip it with like a massive knowledge base of laws and regulations.
That's a great example.
Otherwise, how could it give sound legal advice?
Exactly. And finally, we have action. This is where the AI agent actually does something based on all that perception analysis and decision-making. It could be sending an email, controlling a robot arm in a factory, or even just choosing the next word to write in a poem.
Okay, so it's not just sitting there thinking. It's taking concrete steps based on what it's learned.
Yeah.
But building an AI agent that can do all of that seems like a monumental task.
Yeah, it is.
Where do you even start?
Well, one of the articles you sent had a really interesting analogy. Designing an AI agent is like hiring a new employee.
Okay.
You need to think about its role, its strengths and weaknesses, and even its personality in a way.
So I need to figure out what I want this AI agent to do, what success looks like for it, and what kind of information it needs to be successful.
Exactly. It's about strategically thinking through its role within your existing systems and processes, Yeah. What kind of memory does it need?
Right.
What kind of knowledge base will help it make good decisions? And what are the specific tools and technology it needs to do its job effectively?
It sounds like building a team, but with digital members.
That's a great way to think about it.
And just like with a team, sometimes you need multiple specialists working together. Isn't that where the concept of multi-agent systems comes in?
You got to think of it like assembling a team of superheroes, each with their own unique powers in a multi-agent system. You have multiple AI agents, each specializing in a particular task, working together towards a common goal.
Okay, I'm picturing like the Avengers, but with AI.
Exactly.
So one AI agent might be great at data analysis while another excels at interacting with customers.
Right.
But how do they actually coordinate and work together effectively? That seems incredibly complex.
It definitely introduces a whole new layer of complexity. Managing these multi-agent systems raises important questions about coordination, communication, and ensuring they're all working towards the same objective. Imagine trying to manage a team where everyone has different strengths, weaknesses, and ways of working.
Yeah, that sounds like it could get chaotic pretty quickly. But I imagine the benefits must be pretty significant if people are going through the trouble of building these complex systems.
Absolutely. The beauty of multi-agent systems is that they offer incredible flexibility and adaptability. Each agent can focus on what it does best, and they can learn from each other as they work.
So they're not just working side by side.
Right.
They're actually getting smarter as a team.
Exactly. It's like having a team that's constantly evolving and improving its performance based on the collective knowledge and experience of all its members. And because they can adapt to changing conditions in real time, these systems are incredibly resilient.
It's like that old saying, two heads are better than one, but amplified to a whole new level with AI.
Right.
And because each agent can focus on a specific part of a larger problem, it makes tackling those really complex challenges much more manageable.
Think about something like managing air traffic control. You could have one AI agent focused on routing planes, another on weather patterns, and yet another on communication with pilots. By working together, they can ensure a safe and efficient flow of air traffic, even in the face of constantly changing conditions.
Okay, that's a great example. I'm starting to get a much clearer picture of how these multi-agent systems work and why they're so powerful.
Yeah.
But there's still so much to unpack here.
Totally.
What about the challenges involved in actually building and managing these AI teams?
Yeah.
And what about the ethical implications of giving AI so much autonomy?
Those are all critical questions, and we'll dive into them in the next part of our deep dive. We'll explore the challenges, the risks, and the potential downsides of AI agents. But for now, I think it's important to sit with this idea.
Okay.
We're entering a new era where AI isn't just a tool, it's becoming a partner.
And that partnership is going to change everything.
It really is.
All right, so in the last part, we really got into like the nuts and bolts of AI agents, how they work, how they think, and how these multi-agent systems are like building a whole team of AI specialists.
Right.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is.
But I think it's important to see these AI agents in action.
You're absolutely right. Understanding the theory is one thing, but seeing how these concepts are being applied in real-world scenarios is what really brings it all home.
And luckily, these articles you sent are packed with examples of AI agents making a difference in all kinds of industries.
Yeah.
One that jumped out at me was customer service.
Yeah.
We've all had the experience of chatting with a chatbot that's more frustrating than helpful.
Oh, absolutely. Like talking to a wall sometimes.
Yeah.
They often miss the nuance of human language and end up giving you canned responses that don't actually address your problem.
But the article suggests that AI agents are changing the game in customer support.
Yeah.
They're able to understand the context of a conversation.
Right.
Provide more relevant answers, and even learn from each interaction to become more helpful over time.
It's a huge leap forward. Instead of just following a pre-programmed script, these AI agents are using natural language processing and machine learning to actually understand what the customer is saying and what they need.
So they're not just matching keywords, they're actually grasping the intent behind the words.
Right.
That's impressive. Do you have any examples of companies that are using AI agents successfully in their customer service?
There are quite a few. One example is a major telecommunications company that implemented an AI agent to handle basic customer inquiries. The agent was able to answer questions about billing, troubleshoot technical issues, and even help customers upgrade their plans.
Oh, wow.
And because the agent was available, 247 customers could get help whenever they needed it without having to wait on hold.
That sounds like a win-win for both the company and the customers. But what about more complex issues that require a human touch? Can AI agents handle those as well?
That's a great question. And the answer is it depends.
Okay.
For truly complex or sensitive issues, it's still often best to have a human representative involved. But AI agents can play a valuable role in triaging those issues, gathering relevant information,
Okay.
and even resolving simpler problems on their own.
So they're not replacing humans entirely, but they're acting as more capable assistants,
Right.
freeing up human agents to focus on the more challenging cases.
Exactly. It's about finding the right balance between human expertise and AI efficiency.
Yeah.
And this approach isn't limited to just customer service.
Okay.
We're seeing AI agents being used in a similar way across a variety of industries.
That makes sense. It's like having a team of superpowered assistants who can handle the routine tasks, allowing humans to focus on the strategic and creative work that requires a human touch.
That's a great way to put it. And speaking of strategic work, let's talk about how AI agents are revolutionizing the world of finance.
Oh, yes, that's an area where accuracy and efficiency are absolutely critical. I can imagine AI agents being incredibly valuable in tasks like fraud detection and risk assessment.
Absolutely. AI agents are already being used by banks and financial institutions to monitor transactions in real time,
Yeah.
looking for patterns that might indicate fraudulent activity. They're also being used to assess credit risk, helping lenders make more informed decisions about loan approvals.
So they're not just crunching numbers, they're actually using that data to make predictions and help prevent financial crimes.
Right.
That's pretty impressive. But what about on the investment side? Can AI agents actually manage money and make investment decisions?
That's where things get really interesting. We're seeing the rise of what are called robo-advisors,
Okay.
which are essentially AI-powered investment platforms that provide personalized financial advice and manage portfolios.
So it's like having your own personal financial advisor, but without having to pay those hefty fees.
Exactly. These robo-advisors use algorithms to analyze your financial goals, risk tolerance, and market conditions to create a customized investment strategy. And they can even automatically rebalance your portfolio as needed to keep you on track.
That sounds incredibly convenient. But aren't there risks involved in handing over your financial decisions to an AI?
There are definitely risks to consider, just as there are with any investment strategy.
Okay.
It's important to do your research. Choose a reputable robo-advisor and understand how the algorithms work.
That makes sense. Just like with any financial advisor, you need to feel comfortable with their approach and trust that they have your best interests in mind.
And it's worth noting that these robo-advisors aren't meant to replace human financial advisors entirely
Okay.
for complex financial situations. Or if you simply prefer the human touch, a traditional advisor might still be the best option.
So it's about finding the right tool for the job.
Right.
Just like with any other aspect of financial planning, it sounds like AI agents are bringing a lot of new possibilities to the table,
Yeah,
but they're not a magic bullet.
exactly. It's about using technology to enhance our capabilities, not to replace human judgment and expertise.
Yeah.
And this brings us to another area where AI agents are making a huge impact, healthcare.
Oh yes, healthcare is such a complex field. I'm eager to hear how AI agents are being used to improve patient care and make the system more efficient.
There are so many exciting developments happening. One area where AI agents are proving incredibly valuable is in diagnostics.
Okay.
They're being used to analyze medical images like X-rays and MRIs, helping doctors identify potential issues that might be missed by the human eye.
That sounds like a game changer. Early detection is so crucial for so many diseases. Are there any specific examples of AI agents being used in this way?
There's a fascinating case where an AI agent was trained on a massive data set of mammograms.
Okay.
The agent was able to detect subtle patterns in the images that were indicative of breast cancer,
Wow.
even in cases where human radiologists had missed them.
Wow, that's incredible. It really highlights the potential of AI to augment human capabilities and improve patient outcomes. But what about the ethical implications of using AI in such sensitive areas like healthcare? Are there concerns about bias or potential errors?
Those are absolutely valid concerns, and it's crucial that these systems are developed and deployed responsibly. Rigorous testing and validation are essential to ensure that these AI agents are accurate and unbiased.
Okay.
And it's equally important to have human oversight to ensure that the final decisions are made with both compassion and expertise.
So it's not about blindly trusting the AI.
Right.
It's about using it as a powerful tool to assist doctors in making the best possible decisions for their patients.
Exactly. And AI agents aren't just being used in diagnostics.
Okay.
They're also being used to personalize treatment plans, monitor patient progress remotely, and even assist with surgery.
It sounds like AI is transforming healthcare in so many ways, but what about other industries? Are there any other areas where AI agents are making a significant impact?
Oh, absolutely. We're seeing them being used in everything from manufacturing and the logistics
Right.
to education and entertainment in manufacturing.
Hmm.
AI agents are optimizing production lines, predicting equipment failures,
Okay.
and even controlling robots on the factory floor
Mhm.
and logistics.
Wow.
They're optimizing delivery routes, managing warehouse inventory, and predicting shipping delays.
So they're streamlining operations and making these industries more efficient and productive.
Exactly. And in education,
Okay.
AI agents are being used to personalize learning experiences,
Mm.
provide students with tailored feedback,
Okay.
and even grade assignments and entertainment.
Wow.
They're being used to create realistic video game characters, generate personalized music recommendations,
Mm.
and even write scripts for movies and TV shows.
Wow. Seems like there's no limit to what these AI agents can do. But with all this talk about efficiency and automation, it's hard not to wonder about the impact on human jobs. Are AI agents going to put people out of work?
That's a question that comes up a lot,
Yeah.
and it's a valid concern.
Yeah.
It's true that AI agents have the potential to automate certain tasks that are currently done by humans.
Hmm.
But it's important to remember that AI is also creating new jobs and opportunities.
So it's not necessarily a case of AI versus humans,
Right.
but rather how we can best leverage this technology to create a better future for everyone.
Exactly. It's about finding ways for humans and AI to work together effectively, each contributing their unique strengths. And as AI continues to evolve, we can expect even more innovative and creative applications that we haven't even imagined yet.
This deep dive has been incredible. So far, we've gone from understanding the basic building blocks of AI agents
Yeah.
to seeing how they're being used to solve real-world problems across a variety of industries.
Uh-huh.
It's clear that AI agents are rapidly changing the world as we know it.
And we're only just scratching the surface in the final part of our deep dive. We'll explore some of the key technologies that are making this AI agent revolution possible.
Okay.
From large language models to retrieval augmented generation, we'll delve into the technical details and discuss how these advancements are shaping the future of AI. Stay tuned.
Okay, so we've spent the last two parts really kind of exploring what AI agents are, how they're changing industries, and even their potential impact on jobs.
It's been a wild ride.
Yeah, it has been a wild ride. But we've only scratched the surface of, like, the technology that makes all this possible.
Yeah, and that's what we're diving into now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really curious about.
Okay.
You know, we keep hearing about these large language models,
Yeah.
LLMs,
Yeah.
and how they're the driving force behind so much of the AI we see today.
They are foundational to this whole AI agent revolution.
So how do these LLMs actually work? I know they're trained on, like, massive amounts of data,
Right.
but how do they turn all that data into something that can understand and generate human language?
It is a complex process.
Yeah.
But at its core, it's about pattern recognition on a massive scale.
Okay.
These LLMs are fed huge amounts of text data.
Hmm.
Books, articles, code, you name it.
Oh, wow.
And they learn to identify the statistical relationships between words and phrases.
So it's like they're building this giant map of the English language.
That's a great analogy.
Seeing how words connect to each other, what patterns emerge.
And the bigger the data set, the more sophisticated that map becomes.
All right.
That's why we've seen such a dramatic improvement in the quality of, like, AI-generated text in recent years.
Like ChatGPT.
Models like GPT-4 and Claude 3 are trained on truly massive data sets, which allows them to produce text that's often indistinguishable from human writing.
That's both fascinating and a little unnerving.
It is.
To think that we have machines that can understand and generate language at such a high level.
Yeah,
But don't LLMs have their limitations?
they do.
Like, what about staying up to date with new information?
Yeah, that's a crucial point.
Like, if the data set that it was trained on is a couple of years old?
One of the challenges with LLMs is that their knowledge is essentially frozen at the time they're trained.
Right.
So if an LLM was trained in 2023, it wouldn't know anything about events that happened in 2024.
So how do we keep these AI agents informed
Right.
and ensure they're providing accurate, up-to-date information, especially in fields where things are constantly changing, like technology or medicine?
Well, that's where retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, comes in. RAG. It's a technique that combines the power of LLMs with external knowledge sources. Think of it as giving the LLM access to a massive, constantly updated library of information.
So instead of just relying on its internal knowledge, which might be outdated, the AI agent can pull in the latest research news articles
Yeah.
or even real-time data feeds.
Exactly. When the AI agent receives a query, the RAG system first figures out what information is needed to answer it accurately. Then it goes out and retrieves that information from external sources.
Okay.
Finally, it feeds that information along with the original query to the LLM.
So it's like the LLM is getting a knowledge boost right when it needs it,
Right.
allowing it to provide more accurate and comprehensive answers. Are there any examples of how RAG is being used in real-world applications?
Absolutely. Let's say you have a medical AI agent that's helping doctors diagnose a rare disease. Using RAG, the agent could access the latest research papers, clinical trial data, and even patient records from around the world
Wow.
to provide the doctor with the most up-to-date and relevant information.
It's like having access to a global team of specialists at your fingertips.
Exactly. And RAG isn't limited to just text-based information. It can also be used to incorporate images, videos, and even sensor data into the AI agent's decision-making process.
So we've talked about LLMs, we've talked about RAG, but those are only part of the picture, right?
Right.
What about giving AI agents the ability to actually do things in the world, not just process information?
That's where we get into the realm of function calling and API integration.
Okay.
Function calling allows AI agents to execute specific functions or tasks, like making calculations, sending emails, or even controlling physical devices.
It's like giving them a toolbox of actions
There's
they
the
can
goal.
perform based on their understanding of the situation.
And API integration allows them to interact with external systems and services.
Okay.
For example, an AI agent could use an API to access real-time traffic data to help you plan your commute or to book a flight for your next vacation.
So it's like giving them the ability to reach out into the world and make things happen. We've been talking a lot about these like general purpose AI agents.
Right.
But what about agents that need to be like really good at specific tasks?
Yeah.
Like an AI agent that specializes in financial forecasting
Right.
or one that's designed for medical image analysis.
That's where we get into the realm of fine-tuning and specialized models.
Okay.
Fine-tuning is a process where you take a pre-trained LLM and further train it on a data set that's specific to the task you want it to perform.
So if I want to build an AI agent that's an expert in contract law, I would fine-tune it on a massive data set of legal contracts and case law.
Exactly. This allows the AI agent to develop a deep understanding of that specific domain and become much more accurate and efficient in its task performance.
And what about specialized models? Are those just smaller, more focused versions of general purpose models?
Specialized models are designed from the ground up for a specific task or application.
Okay.
They often use a different architecture than general-purpose LLMs and are trained on a much smaller, highly curated data set.
So they're like custom-built tools perfectly suited for a specific job.
Exactly. And because they're more focused, they can be much more efficient and require less computing power, making them ideal for resource-constrained environments.
It really does feel like we're on the cusp of a major technological revolution.
It does.
But, with any powerful technology, I think it's crucial that we proceed with caution and consider the potential impact on society.
I agree.
We need to have open conversations about the ethical implications of AI agents.
Yeah.
Ensure that these systems are developed and deployed responsibly, and make sure that the benefits are shared widely.
Absolutely.
AI agents have the potential to improve our lives in countless ways, but it's up to us to shape that future responsibly and ensure that these technologies are used for good.
Well said.
This has been an amazing deep dive.
It really have.
We've learned so much about AI agents, from the basic concepts to the cutting-edge technologies that are driving this revolution. I'm walking away with a sense of both awe and cautious optimism.
Me too.
It's an exciting time to be alive, and I can't wait to see what the future holds for AI agents and the role they'll play in shaping our world.
And that's a wrap on this episode of The Deep Dive. We hope you enjoyed exploring the fascinating world of AI agents with us. Until next time, keep learning, stay curious, and remember that the future is what we make it.